Gang war foot soldiers are singing like canaries as the net closes in on Gulf-based kingpins, underworld insiders claim. Sources say Tamo Junto lackeys nicked as part of Police Scotland's Operation Portaledge are among a raft of caged hoods providing intel on Steven Lyons and Miami McGill. Cronies who face years in jail for their roles in the year-long carnage are said to be severing loyalties with the top-tier instigators. The prospect of having time reduced from long stretches has tempted some to give info on fugitive kingpins who've been orchestrating the violence against Daniel clan rivals, while others are simply hitting back after having been used by wealthy crimelords who've offered them paltry rewards while they're enjoying luxury lifestyles in glitzy desert states. The claims emerged amid unconfirmed reports Lyons and McGill are in custody in Qatar, although no authority at home or abroad has provided the Scottish Sun with any official confirmation. Insiders claim the duo were arrested in a double desert swoop in the days before Iran launched airstrikes in Dubai, Bahrain and Qatar in response to Donald Trump's deadly bombardment. An insider said some of Tamo Junto's foot soldiers currently in Scottish jails have decided to spill the beans. They've been providing the police with information that will really turn up the heat on the kingpins who are pulling the strings from the desert. If you're facing a decade in jail, it's a massive reality check and they'll be asking themselves, why should I have to take the rap for all this while they're living the high life in places like Dubai? McGill and Lyons have been jetting about different locations after getting the boot from Dubai last year, but the way things are going, they could be back in Scotland very soon. Another well-placed source said Steven Lyons was in Bahrain for a while, but he was forced to leave there too and has ended up in Qatar with McGill. They still have family and loved ones based in Dubai because they have built strong ties there. But for the last few months, McGill and Lyons have been forced to keep moving. Now they have ended up getting arrested in Qatar, but it's unclear if they'll be extradited or just booted out of the country in the same way they were kicked out of Dubai last year. You start to wonder, given the bombings across the Gulf region, if they would be better off coming back to Scotland and facing the music. We told in September how Glasgow mob boss Lyons and McGill from East Kilbride, as well as Stephen Larwood from Kirkintilloch, were all arrested and kicked out of Dubai amid Scotland's raging gang wars. The chaos began on the 6th of March last year when low-level thug Logan Carlin, described in court as a useful idiot, launched a firebomb attack on the Belle Chevaux beauty salon in Edinburgh. It was the start of a revenge campaign of associates of jailed Edinburgh mob boss Mark Richardson, who were blamed for ripping off Union Bears chief McGill in a £500,000 fake cash cocaine deal. The wave of attacks followed across the capital and later spread to Glasgow, where members of the Lyons' bitter enemies in the Daniel crime family were targeted. The explosion of violence peaked on the 31st of May last year, when Stephen's brother Eddie Lyons Jr. and Ross Monaghan were both gunned down in a double assassination in Fuengirola in Spain. Suspected hitman Mike O'Reilly from Huyton in Liverpool, who's 44, was later arrested and extradited from the UK to face trial over the murders. Police Scotland has so far arrested 63 people in connection with the force's ongoing Portaledge probe. 8 foot soldiers have been jailed for their various roles in the worst explosion of gang violence seen in Scotland for years. When asked about McGill and Lyons' alleged arrest in Qatar, Police Scotland directed the Scottish Sun towards the arresting authority. Qatar authorities have so far failed to respond.